Thank you for joining me again. We're going to be doing a short lesson today on the balancing of bids and evaluating your contractors. I mean, it's primarily for general contractors, but those specialty contractors, owners, people that take in bids, you can also use some of these techniques. There's two definitions for the balancing of bids. The more formal definition is from the U.S. Department of Transportation, which I have right here. And it states it requires the evaluation of the unit prices for reasonable conformance with the engineer's estimate. Bids with extreme variations from the engineer's estimate or where obviously unbalancing of unit prices has occurred should be thoroughly evaluated. So this is the more formal definition. I mean, what we're going to talk about today is less formal, but it's basically the techniques that are used when you're in the war room and you're trying to evaluate the bids, figuring out who is the low bidder, and if that person is the low bidder, are they qualified? So everyone has a different way of balancing their bid. I mean, some use Excel spreadsheet, some use programs, some of your old school people just use a pad and paper. The most important thing is that you're able to put it in an organized fashion so that you can definitely find out who the low bid is on similar disciplines. That will require you to carry some numbers on contractors who may not have included certain items. So no matter how you do that, just please be organized, be neat. Try to use, color code things. Any way that you can do it so you can be methodical in putting these numbers together to find out who the low bid is very important. We all know that when we're in that war room and there's not a whole lot of time, by you using these techniques of being, neat, color coding, and being organized will definitely help you to evaluate who that low bidder is. So you now have decided who your low bidder is. There's some important things that you should ask yourself before using that number in your bid. And you obviously have to qualify that bidder. Do they have the experience? Do they have the references? Are they financially stable to be able to perform on this project? These are all the questions that you have to ask yourself. And if you don't like the answers, my suggestion is put a contingency on that number, or you might have to consider just using the next contractor, because the worst thing that you want to do is use their number, which we call it's a bad number, and you're going to have headaches down the road, unwanted change orders, things that are going to affect you and your team. So you want to do these things in advance before you actually use that contractor. In summary, do an extensive evaluation of those bids so you can get apples to apples. Once you establish in that discipline who the low bidder is, make sure you ask the right questions, qualify that contractor. Be sure that you're comfortable with that number. And if you're comfortable, plug it in and move on to the next discipline, because there's never enough time in these bids. In my upcoming workshop and masterminds, I will dive a little deeper into this and give you those next level techniques so you don't fall into some of these traps, and also give you the confidence that you need to make decisions on the fly when balancing bids and qualifying your contractors. Also, keep a lookout for reminders and important dates for my upcoming events, and click on the link below for some past tips of the day and other training I've done. Be safe during these times and have a great day.